Hey guys, just sitting here, relaxing, watching a little TV, somehow almost activating my Alexa for whatever reason. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, just like I said, just sitting here, doing nothing. Like I said, watching a little bit of TV, Gonna be getting ready to go to bed here soon. Got work in the morning. Got more training on the new job, all that stuff. But I thought, you know what? I have not done something like this in a long time, if ever. I don't know. I would do a story time video. Yeah, a story time video. And actually, one of you guys that watches my videos actually suggested about this. Actually, I kind of put it out there originally, but I got quite a few people that want to know that, yes, I had a wife before Sarah. So, I think it's about time I start talking about my crazy marriage to my first wife. If you want to know all about that, stick around. You're in for a treat. Vochek experience starts right now. Everybody, and welcome back to another video of the Vochek experience, where idiots are still always us. Always me. I'm always an idiot, even when I'm sitting here practically doing nothing and watching TV and watching the animals kill each other for the most part. Anyway, hope you're all doing good and everything. Like I said in the intro, I'm going to be going to bed here soon. Because I gotta get up early, because I got more training on the new job. Yay for that. Gotta love training. I thought, before I go to bed, why not do a little story time? And actually, I think that this story time is gonna be in multiple parts, because there's just no way I could talk about my ex-wife in one video. No siree. And this actually might be quite entertaining. It might be devastating in times. You might be like watching this and being like, holy crap. Because, yeah, it's that kind of a story. Story that goes about 10 years. Yeah. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. Guess I should start out this story time by telling you how I met my ex-wife. Well, it was way back in 2006, I believe. So, yeah, it's been quite a long time. It's almost been 20 years already, which, kind of hard to believe when you think about it, but yeah, 2006. I had just moved back to the area I'm living at now. I just moved back here from another place in Pennsylvania called Berwick, Pennsylvania. I know a lot of people haven't heard of it, but suffice to say, it's about 2.5 hours away from where I currently live. And I had just gotten out of a relationship there and everything too, and everything. And like I said, I moved back to this area, and I transferred to the Altoona Walmart because I was working at Walmart at the time, and I was one of those guys. They call them a stockman, and what we really do as a stockman is you go outside the entire time. For the most part, about 99% of your time is outside, and you gather the shopping carts that people just leave throughout the parking lot, and you gather them up and you put them back inside so that more customers can grab them, and then just leave them out in the middle of the parking lot. And occasionally we would get calls to go inside, get a huge item that somebody had purchased, like a huge TV or, a bookcase, something that they can't really take out themselves, I guess. So anyhow, this one day, it was in the summertime, it was actually in June-ish, give or take, and I was actually training a new guy that day, and so we were going out, we were, collecting carts and stuff, and this guy was telling me, about how, oh yeah, he's got this wonderful girlfriend, blah, 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 and all this stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna probably be alone all my life, that, no girl's gonna want, some idiot like me, that kind of thing. And what I didn't realize is one of the door greeters was outside on her lunch break, I guess, and she was sitting outside close by where we would put the carts when we'd gather them, and she overheard me and this other guy talking, and so she calls for me to go over to her. She's like, hey, come here, come here, come here. So I go over, and she's, introduces herself and all that stuff. And she's like, couldn't help but overhear your conversation. I just so happen to have 2 single girls at home that could really use a boyfriend, or they're going to end up being old maids all their life. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting, And she's like, no, I'm serious. I have, 2 single girls at home. I'll fix you up with one of them. And I'm like laughing to myself, like, yeah, okay, whatever. And we just go out on our day, just doing what we need to do at work and blah, blah, blah. But after, several days and stuff, I kept seeing her, and she kept talking to me when she was outside on her breaks and stuff, or if I had to go in and get some big purchase and I was waiting at the door for them to check out, something to that, effect. And she kept, telling me, yeah, I got these 2 girls at home and blah, blah, blah. And then she proceeded to, pretty much interrogate me, asking me a whole bunch of questions, what do I like, what I don't like, what kind of foods do I like or don't like, what kind of music do I like or don't like, just wanting to know everything there was to know about me, aside from me giving her a DNA sample, so she could track down my entire family history. But this went on and on, for several days, and till she's like, all right, I know exactly which daughter I'm going to fix you up with and everything. And she's like, here's our phone number. Give us a call, So I waited a few days until I actually had a day off. And I was actually visiting my one friend who I've been friends with since, middle school. And, I was at his house and stuff, and I'm like, hey, I got this phone number, telling him the story and everything. So he was like, well, I dare you to call her, So I was like, all right, I'll do it. I'll call her. Well, here, she fixed me up, or at least she tried to fix me up with her one daughter named Chastity. That's the one I called for. That's the one I started talking to, okay? Keep this in mind, why I said she fixed me up with the one, not the other. Keep this in mind. So So I talked to her on the phone for a while and everything, and she goes, "Hey, my sister's here. She wants to talk to you too." I'm like, "Well, put her on. Let's talk to the sister." So I talked to her sister, Jessica, and, we talked for a while. I mean, we actually, between the two of us, we talked back and forth for several hours, actually. But then, as it was going on, I was like, well, you know what? Maybe we should meet up, at some point, and, just kind of hang out and stuff, And I was like, Crescent's got their carnival coming up in a few days. And, why don't we go to that thing? It's a public place, there's lots of people around. It would be fun, all that good stuff. And she's like, well, that's all fine and dandy, but I don't go anywhere on dates with men I don't really know unless I take my sister with me. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I got a friend right here that's, sitting over here watching TV. I said, that's fine. He can come too. We'll double date, that kind of thing. And of course, when I was making this arrangement, he was doing his own thing, but he wasn't really listening to my conversation. So he had no idea that I actually volunteered him to go. But I hung up with them and everything. And then I went and I told him, and he was like, "Well, what the heck? Why did you tell them that I would go and all this stuff?" Blah blah blah. I mean, he wasn't too happy with me, but I'm like, look, some woman wants to go out with me, but she won't do it unless her sister comes. And so I figured we all could go, the four of us. And so after, a while, he's like, all right, fine, whatever, But I do think that he called me like every name under the sun, though. As it is, That's what friends do, We try to fix them up with women, too, But anyway, so a couple days go by and everything, and it's the day of the carnival and everything. So I go pick them up, both me and my friend, we go pick them up. And they get in, It was, me and my friend in the front and them two in the back, And so then we drove up to the carnival and everything. And actually what I did was I parked my car at his house. Because, believe it or not, back then, he lived in the same trailer park that I'm living at now. And believe it or not, he actually lived about just 3 trailers up from where I live now. So, fun little trivia. I mean, he doesn't live there now, but he did back then. But, so anyhow, I parked the car at his house and I'm like, let's just walk to the carnival. We'll walk, we'll talk, we'll kind of get to know each other, that kind of thing. So, I mean, it wasn't a long walk. It was probably like maybe a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk to where the carnival was. Not that far. Plus, living in this town all my life, I know shortcuts. So as we're walking and stuff, we're talking and all this stuff. And as we're, doing this, I'm noticing that the roles are switching here. Like, I was supposed to be fixed up with Chastity, and he was supposed to be fixed up with Jessica. But as it turned out, as we were walking, it turned out that the roles reversed, and I ended up talking to and hanging out with Jessica, and he got along a lot more with Chastity. So it just kind of reversed, But we had a good time. We went to the carnival, walked around, we didn't really ride any rides or anything, but we walked around and we had, some good times and stuff. And then after that, we went out to dinner, I believe. We went to a restaurant named King's, which is no longer open. But I do believe that's where we took them. And so we went and took them out to dinner and we all ate and everything. And then we went and we dropped them off at, at their house and stuff when it was all over. And they invited us in. So we go in and, and we're talking, me, him, and, the girls and their mother, the one that fixed us all up. So we're talking and everything, and next thing I know, one of their brothers comes in, a little freaking out a little bit because he and his girlfriend were about to have a baby, and stuff. So he was there like freaking out a little bit, about some stuff. And of course he met us and, talked a little bit and everything. And then he went to go leave. And before he went to go leave, he grabbed me, pulled me off to the side a little bit, and, you think like, oh, well, there's a brother, who wants to make sure that this person that, his sister is talking to, isn't some kind of weirdo psychopath, that kind of thing. But he takes me off to the side and he's like, you're with Jessica, right? I'm like, yeah, I guess. Why? And he proceeds to tell me, if I was you, I would, just forget everything and I would leave now. I'm like, come again? He's like, I'm telling you, you don't want to get involved with anything. You don't want to get involved with anything. Go run now. And then he leaves, goes, does his own thing and everything. And I was just like, okay, like, I wasn't expecting, her brother to be like, run. So I just thought that he was just joking around because, her brother, liked to joke around and, and stuff like that. So I just figured he was joking. I didn't really pay that much attention and all that stuff. And then later on that night, after hours of talking and stuff, it was getting pretty late. So me and my friends like, hey, it's getting late. Let's go home. All that stuff. So we left, went home, all that stuff. And of course, the next day I was working at Walmart outside getting carts, and it just so happens that Jessica showed up to say hi and everything. And she, we're there talking and stuff, and she's like, hey, I really do like you and everything. She goes, but I kind of look like a slob and stuff. My hair looks crappy. I really want to get my hair done and everything for you to, to look good for you and stuff. But I really don't have enough money to do this and stuff. And with me being young, dumb, and dumb. Oh, did I mention dumb? I gave her my debit card. And then I gave her the PIN number. Yeah, I'm dumb. So she takes it and she's like, yeah, I'm going to go do all this stuff. And I said, well, just make sure you save me some money for bills, that kind of thing. And she's like, oh, I will. And then later on that night, after I was done working and everything, now she lived like a 5-minute walk from Walmart. Like she lived really, really close. So after work, I went and I walked her house. Well, actually, I drove because at the time I still had a car. So I went to her house, to get my debit card back and to say hi and all this stuff. And here, one of her other brothers was there visiting. Because she's got 3 brothers, by the way. And so anyway, this is the other brother, the older brother. The other brother I talked to the night before was the younger brother. So this is the older brother. Before I go in, actually, he kind of pulls me off to the side, asks me a few questions, and he's like, so, I hear you're kind of wanting to date my sister Jessica. And I was like, yeah, she's nice. And all this stuff. And he's like, I'm telling you now, run. Don't ask any questions or anything. Run. He's like, get away as far as you can. Run. And of course, me being young and dumb, I really did not heed his warning. Obviously, because we're talking about it. But he was just like, run. But I had to go in and get my debit card, and I told him that I had to go in and get my debit card. Being dumb, I told him that I gave her my bank card. And he's like, what'd you do that for? You are so dumb, and I'm like, why am I dumb? And he really didn't go too much into detail, but all he told me was that I was screwed if I didn't just run. So, but again, I did not heed his warning at all, and I should have. Looking back now, I should have, but I didn't, because I was dumb. Yeah, I know I said that quite a bit, but it's true. I was dumb. Right, Esri? I was dumb. Yeah. Esri's looking at me like, yeah, you were dumb. That's why I peed on her. And speaking of Esri, hi. Ah. Guess I better. Ah. Okay, all right. Can I breathe? Mm-hmm. Am I allowed to breathe? Yes, I love you too, Adri. Ugh. But Jesus, leave me some skin. Mm-hmm. Mm. This dog doesn't. This dog doesn't like me, does she? Yeah. Ugh. All right. Oh, ow! You're heavy. Ow. I don't want your butt in my face. Ugh. All right, come on, lay down. Or something. There you go. Jump down. Anyway, Esri doesn't like her daddy at all. Can you tell? One of these days, that dog's gonna digest my face off my friggin' skull. Anyway, back to the story. Actually, I'm almost done with this part of the story because, it's already been, over 20 minutes, But anyway, like I said, I did not heed the warning. I was dumb. I was stupid. Maybe one of the reasons why I call myself an idiot. I don't know. Who knows? But, and yes, Esri did pee on her at one point. But that's a story for another video. That's actually a quite funny story, actually. But I will get to that when we get to that point in the story. But as of right now, I didn't heed the warning, and yeah, I kind of fell in her trap, and we ended up dating, and we ended up getting married, and I ain't gonna say the rest is history yet, but some good things happened, but they were too far in between, and I will elaborate on that in, more videos. But I just thought that I'd give this little introduction of, yes, I have an ex-wife. I was married before Sarah. And kind of wish I wasn't, but what can you do? But then again, if I wasn't married to the ex-wife, I probably would not have met Sarah in the first place. And that's all going to be part of my story too. But until then, you're just going to have to wait until I do some more stories about the ex-wife. So, but I'm going to leave it there with the story. How I should have said no and walked away. But I was too dumb and I stayed. Because I'm an idiot. Ah. But anyhow, with that, I hope that you enjoyed this video, you enjoyed the story. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. That way you get notified of any future videos I put out. And of course, if you want to support this dumb little channel of mine, because, you know, I mean, it is kind of dumb if you think about it, hit that join button, come member the Idiot Squad, because we'd love to have you as an idiot member. Remember the Idiot Squad. And of course, you can follow me on all the major social medias if you'd like. All those links are down below, as well as the merch stores link. That's also down below too. So yeah. You guys probably didn't know that even though I call myself an idiot all the time, you know, as a way of making fun of myself, I really am an idiot and dumb and stupid. Did you know that? Well, now you do. And hopefully you look forward to some more of these stories, because I got quite a few coming. But now the other dog's attacking the cat. Anyway, I do got to get my booty to bed. It's 12:30 at night, and I have to be at training at 8:30 in the morning. So that means I have to get up at 6:30 in the morning. So I needs to get my beauty sleep. So with that, I hope you're having a good day, good night, good week, whatever the case is when you're watching this. And I will see y'all in the next one. And until then, bye for now.